Nice, and I got the colors right. Everything's going great. Alright, I'm sure you guys are smart people and don't need me to explain this, but our light blue team is going to be Polar. Our pink team is going to be Guardians. So Polar is going to have 2 last-minute subs jumping in here. Abix and Junkrat is me are going to be subbing in for Polar. We'll see if they still get this win. They have 28,000 channel points on them, even with 2 emergency subs. To be fair, I don't think you guys knew they had emergency subs, so I'm sorry. But hey, that's the fun of sports betting, man. Can't hold that against me. At least it's not real money. Alright, but one of these teams will get their first win. Both teams are 0-2. They're the only 2 teams in the league that are 0-2. I'm sure they're tired of me saying that, so I'll stop saying that. But the good news is one of these teams is going to get in that W column today. Make sure to use the command ! raffle if you haven't yet. And it looks like it'll be Ulysses playing tank for Polar. I didn't know who was going to play tank because their tank isn't here, so someone else was going to have to step in. I threw Abix in there because I thought Abix might play tank because they played tank for Phrases that one time. But looks like Ulysses will be on on Doomfist. And here we go. We're getting this one started. Doomfist versus D.Va. First map is going to be Samoa. The first map's always random, but then the loser gets to choose the next map. Guardian setting up on point first. Here comes Ulysses. Gonna punch Soul Ace into a wall there. And I was expecting Graded to be on DPS, but it looks like Graded's actually gonna be on support. First 2 kills go to Guardian. Soul Ace and Mike getting 2 kills. And it looks like Guardians will probably cap this first. Excited to see this new player Alpha on Guardians. Haven't heard from them yet. Cherry B not able to make it today, so they had a sub. This Guardians team usually has the same 5 players. Yeah, I guess no Reaper for Graded this time. Usually wears the Guardian signature Reaper. But I guess this time they're going to be on BAP. Nice punch there, but Graded is going to counter with a BAP Immortality Field. Both supports are getting solo for Guardians, but just not enough damage to finish anybody off, it seems like. Buttermilk is getting low, though, so there's a couple picks. Both supports are down for Guardians, but the Polar players are getting very low as well. Soul Ace is going to get a triple kill on the D.Va, but Ulysses counters with a huge punch, killing Mike and Alpha, both DPS with 1 punch. Now it's just a tank 1v1. Everyone else in this lobby is dead. It's Soul Ace versus Ulysses. Ulysses will demech the D.Va, and Pacify will finish them off. Ulysses just soloed the Guardian squad and won. Off-rolling. Off-rolling, too. They are a DPS player, usually, and they're playing tank in this match. Crazy 1v1 there at the end. But that Doomfist, man, he can have some sustain if he's landing his cooldowns. Mike is going to get the opening kill this time on Sour Lemons. Ulysses is going to counter a pick on Mike, though. And Pacify's got this beam ready to go. Gets a lot of damage on Buttermilk. Abix is going to finish off with a nice slash there on Genji. But Soul Ace racking up those kills again on the D.Va. And even with some early picks for Polar, it's going to be Guardians who win that team fight, and they're going to flip it back. Polar only at 35% before it gets flipped. And now it's getting a little dangerous for Polar. Already at 60% for Guardians at the moment. But this is a nice back and forth game. These are the games we like. We like these ones. Feels like we got cotton candy going on here, though, with the light blue and the light pink. Lots of ults online for Guardians. They're going to have to use them well here to try and stabilize. Both teams are going to get 1 pick, and here comes the ult dump. But it looks like Polar is winning for right now. Sour Lemons using their Moira ult to keep everybody alive. Buttermilk will res Mike, but that's going to be kind of a feed. Mike might escape, though. Not being chased down, but Graded, not going to be so lucky. So Polar's going to flip it right back. It's at 91%, so as long as Guardians win one more team fight, they still should be able to get this map win. But we'll see if Polar has something to say about that. Avix is going to be doing some spawn camping. They've got Graded in their sights. They get the virus in there too. Graded getting very low. Not able to finish them off just yet, though. Good pick from Avix in the backline. That could be huge for Polar. Getting that Baptiste not in the fight is massive. Pacify has this Sojourn ult. I'm excited to see this. Soul Ace, though, going to get a pick on Ulysses. That's no tank right now for Polar, so the rest of these squishies are going to have to step it up here and hold, because if they go down, that could be the round for Guardians. Soul Ace continuing to just rack up the kills. But they're going to be demech'd. Flew a little too close to the sun, and now they're mini D.Va. Here comes that Pacify Sojourn ult, but there's a Hanzo ult to counter it. They can't really peek it. Gosh, that's a good Hanzo ult. Not able to allow the Sojourn to peek, but they're still going to take down the Hanzo. Mike will kill Abix, and Soul Ace is back in mech to do some more damage. Already taken out Pacify, and it looks like Guardians are winning this fight at the moment, especially with Junkrat going down. Ulysses is going to have to 1v5 again to try and keep their team in there. It's a nice punch on degraded, but the peel is there. And they're so close. Will they be able to get ult? They will. But overtime is ticking down. They have to touch. They're going to go on degraded. Oh my gosh. Ulysses trying their absolute best to 1v5. They will get a pick, but having 5 players shooting at you at once it's too hard to survive. Guardians winning the first control point. Well, Big Mac, I apologize. I was expecting Polar to have their starters.
I'm eating up this D.Va gameplay.
I am too, Kashi. As a former D.Va main, it is fun to watch. Soul Ace is just putting up an absolute clinic. Thank you so much for the 100 bits, Kashi. And Guardians, this is how they started against Instigators, though. They started on a control point map. They won the first control point, but then they lost the next two. So they do not want to see a repeat of that. We'll see if Guardians can do what they didn't do last week, which is win a map. Ulysses has had enough of Soul Ace on D.Va. They're going to be switching over to the Zarya. Every D.Va's player's worst nightmare. Alpha going to get the opening pick onto Abix. And it's all Guardians in the kill feed again. Cleaning up the last stragglers. As for McDonald's or Wendy's, I don't know. I'd be more in a McDonald's mood if it was me, but I guess it depends on what you had last. Ulysses going to be swapping tanks again, going over to the Winston, which is interesting. In most cases, I would consider D.Va a counter to Winston, but he is very strong this season. But getting absolutely torn apart by all that damage. But Ulysses going to put a kill on the board, taking out Mike. Pacify also going to take out Graded. So that's 2 picks for Polar. They got to go now. Pacify putting Polar on their back with a double kill. And Buttermilk is going to do their best to escape, but a beam from Sojourn will take them down. So they're going to flip it again. Back and forth constantly between these two teams. The Cotton Candy Bowl. A lot of fun. I started the raffle for this one, right? I did. Okay. I was worried. Favorite tank player, Soul Ace. Soul Ace is doing very well. Love watching the D.Va gameplay. Alpha, though, going to get the opening pick, taking out Abix. That's a huge opening right now. Sour Lemons, though, going to counter, taking out Alpha. And here comes the blade for Mike. Not finding anything at the moment, and Pacify's going to counter with a Sojourn ult. Pacify's going to take out the ulting Mike. And Ulysses is the big monkey right now, jumping around, getting a couple squishies low. But now they're going to be targeted again by the rest of the team. And it looks like Polar is holding. There's been picks back and forth on both sides. It's been hard to tell which team was really winning this team fight. But now it's flipping in the way of Guardians. Ulysses is going to have to re-engage, but they're kind of just stalling the inevitable here. I don't know if any Polar players are going to be able to get back and help them, trying to rack up as much percent as possible. But eventually, they will go down as well. What's up, Jupiter Bear? How you doing? And Soul Ace has this D.Va bomb. I'm excited to see it. Soul Ace played very well. Opening pick goes to Graded. Taking out Pacify. But now they're going to be jumped on by the monkey. But that's 3 quick kills, 4 quick kills, 5 quick kills for the Guardians. Guardians holding well. They've got the lead now on the percentage. Rounding out at about 70. Polar really can't afford to lose any more team fights if they want to win this map. Favorite streamer, thank you, Jupiter Bear. That means a lot to me. Always good to see you. Mike is going to get hindered. Great hinder from Abix. Good follow-up damage from the rest of Polar. That's the opening pick they need. And they've got ults galore. What they want to do, though, is win this without using all their ults. Speaking of ults, here comes the Diva Bomb for Soul Ace. Not going to find anything. Just going to use it to remech for now. Buttermilk flying around, keeping Soul Ace in the fight. And even though they won the team fight here, Polar not able to flip over this percentage. Finally, they'll demech Soul Ace and no bomb this time. So they will clear them off. But in the meantime, Guardians got all the way up to 99%. Oh, and Abix is going to catch a stray arrow in the brain. Good thing they've got the Winston bubble, though, to get them rezzed up. Good play there from Polar as a team to make sure they have all 5 ready to go. Yeah, Winton is doing Winton things at the moment, and they've got another monkey ult. Lots of ults on both sides, though. We might see an ult dump. Final fight here. Opening pick goes to Ulysses again. Graded going to counter, though. Graded with a double kill, using that window to get 2 kills on both Polar supports. Polar is supportless. Here comes Abix with the Cassidy ult. Looks like Soul Ace will get demeched, but that baby diva is so hard to hit. Here comes the monkey to help. Soul Ace kills Abix and gets back into mech. Oh my goodness, that one baby diva kill could have been what Polar need to win this map, and now it looks like Guardians might have this in the bag. I don't even know if they're able to touch. Someone's touching at the moment. I don't know who it is. Looks like it's Sour Lemons doing their best to try and stay alive on the Moira. And Pacify's going to come back with a kill onto Alpha. Okay, wait, hold on. It might not be over. Ulysses going to switch over to the Doom to try and get back quickly. But that's so many ult kills. Guardians are using all their ultimates to try and end it now. Soul Ace flattening Sour Lemons. It's just Ulysses. I don't think they're going to be able to make it out of here. And a very, very close point again. But it looks like Guardians are going to win their first map of the season. Guardians taking home Samoa. Where is a good character to hold with? Just throw that healing orb, run around with it, you know? Look at Guardians go. Alright, so it'll be Polar's map pick. Alright. Kings Row is a good map, but there's other maps. Alright. So, Guardians are very close to getting their first win. They already won their first map of the season with their win on Samoa. But Polar is going to counter with their pick on Kings Row. We'll see if they've got anything planned. Just a reminder, this raffle is up. ! Raffle to enter. Soul Ace on the Ryan. Looks like Ulysses is going to be on the Junker Queen, though. Let me switch around the player roles so it looks better. One moment.
I've read your report on cryogenically preserving severed appendages. I'd be happy to assist in your research.
No, thank you. I
Okay,
think
is that correct?
technologies are very aligned.
That's correct. Okay, now we got the roles. Tank,
For working on
DPS, supports. Kings Row again? Yep, Kings Row again. I miss nighttime Kings Row, man, I'm not gonna lie. Daytime it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. All of Guardian's gonna be jumping from the high ground, immediately crashing into this team. But Soul Ace is gonna get walled off and absolutely demolished. Nice wall there from Abix to trap the tank. Looks like their little surprise attack didn't work as intended. Abix getting another kill, taking out Buttermilk. Ooh, a counter wall. That was funny. Abix walled somebody off, and then Mike walled the wall off. Sorry if I hit my mic. I apologize. That was funny, though. Counter wall. I've actually never seen that. I'm sure that is a play, though, right? They wall your teammate off. You wall them right back. And here comes another Abix wall. It's going to trap 2 players. Takes out Graded immediately. And Sour Lemon's going to have themselves a field day on Bastion. Abix and Sour Lemons looking like completely different DPS from the last point. Maybe they just needed a change in scenery. absolutely running up the kill feed. Solace has had enough of the Reinhardt. Gonna head over to the Ramatra instead. Slows down Sour Lemons, and Sour Lemons is going to take too much damage from Solace. That is a quick pick. Havoc's going to wall them off for now, but they are coming. Alpha has their sights on the Zenyatta, gets a pick on the Moira instead. Going to be traded out, but it looks like both supports are down for Polar. Just Abix alive for Polar on point. Whoa. What was that Maytech, Abix? Dude might be lying to me about his rank. What was that? That was clean as hell. Alright. My goodness. Alright. But Bowler might be able to contest here. Ulysses is going to use the Junker Queen ult to get back in there. Mike takes out the enemy Moira, and Ulysses is just going to get shredded. So, while a valiant effort, they just had too many cooldowns online for Guardians, and they just immediately wiped them off the point. So Guardians are going to grab this payload and keep it moving. Ulysses is going to be moving over to Maga. Very rare we see some Maga action. I'm excited for it. Vanilla Shake, for sure. For sure. So both tanks switching it up a little bit here. It looks like Pacify is going to move over from the Zenyatta to the Kiriko. Maybe to help out some more with keeping these players alive when they get into a rough situation with that Suzu. And Mike has a tire ready. Gonna try and drop it on Ulysses, but tanks have too much health now. You can't just kill it with a tire like you could in Overwatch 1. But they're gonna try. They're gonna dump both DPS ults into Ulysses, who's Maga, and they're just gonna shake that off like it's nothing. So that is pretty good right now from the ult situation, and Abix is gonna go ahead and use their DPS ult, and that's gonna lead to a kill on Alpha. Sour Lemons bombing the frozen players. So very different usage of DPS ults there. Mike on the Junkrat trying to escape. Soul-Laced 1 goes down. And now Mike is going to have to try and get out. This has become Gears of War down here. Going to have to try and do a stealth mission to get out of the enemy backline. They're at 14 HP. Mike! No! Ulysses is not going to have any mercy. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. And so that's a nice hold from Polar. Gonna force back these Saviors players for now. And Ulysses wants Alpha dead. My goodness, just completely targeting this Bastion. Bastion is super easy to target in this season. Ginormous hitbox. He's basically a tank. Soul-Late's gonna go for the Ramatra ult. And Sour Lemons is gonna do their best to stop that, just pumping in damage. Lots of players low for Guardians, but not getting any kills. Looks like Ulysses is going to go for their ult now. Poor Buttermilk is trapped and not going to be escaping as Lucio. Ulysses going to run up with 2 more kills. Now the DPS for Guardians trying to get away. Mike has them trapped. Ulysses wanting to track down Mike again, but it looks like maybe this time Mike will escape. They were luckier that time. Soul's going to be switching up the tank now. These tanks have swapped back and forth all throughout these matches. Going over to the Zarya, probably because there's a ton of damage coming in. Graded going to go for the BAP window. That's going to push Polar back around the corner. They're just going to wait that out, which is smart. You don't want to peek that. You don't want to peek that. Example number 1. That window is still up. And here comes another Mike Tire. Oh, going to get walled up by Abix, but it can climb. And it's still going to blow up Sour Lemon. So that is a couple quick picks right now for Guardians. They're going to keep this thing moving. Alpha gets a kill on the Moira. Guardian's going to get a few more picks. Looking good. Looks like they might be able to hold this. And get this second point. Pushing back Polar. And they are. So Guardians now are going to be inching up on this third objective. Making good time. Still 2 minutes in the time bank. That's quite a few team fights left. Ulysses also going to be switching over to the Junker Queen again. Lots of ults for Guardians. But Abix is going to start off with a nice headshot kill on the Buttermilk.
Hey, big man. Enjoying the stream. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Valk. Really appreciate that. And Abix with a nice Mei play is going to wall off the enemy Guardians team and then finish them off with the ultimate. Thank you so much, Valk, for the 245 bits. I really appreciate that. That's worth 2 packs. I'll make sure to get you those as soon as possible. Thank you again for always stopping by. Makes my day. Bit hype? Yes, sir, Aspect. Abix continuing with the opening picks. Dude needs to play Mei more often. I rarely see Abix Mei, and dude is just putting up a masterclass with Mei. If your coaches are watching Abix, they need to get you on Mei more often. But it'll be Guardians this time, getting a double kill. Alpha and Soul Ace are both going to get a pick apiece. Ulysses is solo. Alpha is not going to let them escape this time. And even with the impressive hold from Polar earlier, Guardians are still pushing this thing along, and they probably have just one team fight from getting it all the way there. 56 seconds to go. Sometimes I say things and it doesn't even make sense. And they're going to put everything they've got into this fight to try and hold it. Oh no! Ulysses is going to join the bots in the underworld of King's Row as the Guardians push it all the way there with 40 seconds to spare. My goodness. At least this one's close. I like the close matches. Back and forth team fights. So where are my Guardians betters? Because I think right now, if Guardians win, you guys are going to get a 1 to 10 payout. So for every channel point you put on Guardians, you're going to get 10 channel points in return. And there's going to be 15 people that are probably going to want me dead. So we'll see. 15 people that bet on Polar that are probably going to want my head on a stake. But to be fair, I did not know Polar was going to have emergency subs till like right now. Looks like we got Erised, Cherry, and Wen. It's not confirmed yet. I mean, 40 seconds is not a long time bank. 40 seconds is not a long time bank. We might see Polar come out of the gate and just roll Guardians. We might see them finish with like 3 minutes, win this map, win the next. I'm not saying it's over. It's not over. It's not over. Not even close. But Polar, they're going to need to really switch the momentum because right now, Guardians have the momentum. Look, they're dancing. They've got the momentum. If you're dancing, you're winning the game. I mean, Overwatch is not the kind of game where you can just dance away the pain. But we'll see what Polar can do on their attack. They need to do something to save everybody's channel points. But Mike gonna get a quick kill on the Ulysses. Alpha taking out Sour Lemons. And that ain't gonna be the team fight to do it. They're gonna have to reset. Oh, poor Abix wasn't able to get back into spawn, and Mike is gonna wall them off. Oh, some Mei on Mei violence. You hate to see it. Poor Abix. So Polar's gonna reset here. Nice first hold from Guardians. And almost takes out Alpha. They do take out Alpha. The last time Alpha took out Sour Lemons, this time Sour Lemons gets their revenge. Trying to find any more value they can on the Bastion, but not finding anything at the moment. Getting Buttermilk low. Abix gonna take out Mike. It's funny, these two DPS keep fighting like their matchup. They keep fighting the other Mei or fighting the other Bastion. And they need to get Soul Ace down because dude is so charged. They finally get him down. Now it's just the supports. Alpha's gonna come back, but it's gonna be too late. Sour Lemon's gonna take a seat and enjoy the point. Ooh, Jupiter Bear redeeming a pack. I'm excited to see what cards everybody gets. Just a reminder, there's 3 ways to get packs. You can subscribe, gift a sub, be gifted a sub. 100 bits equals 1 pack, or 3,000 channel points equals 1 pack. Alright, that's enough ads. How many cards per pack? 1, sorry. It's kind of misleading. Here comes the Mike May ult. Gonna immediately take down Sour Lemons and the Moira. And follow up with a few more picks. Guardians winning that team fight. And so Polar gonna have to reset again. They've still got lots of time to work with here though. As long as they win the team fights they need to win, they could still definitely pull this off. Need all the Eclipse cards? There you go. I feel like Eclipse cards are gonna sell for a lot because I feel like people really want Eclipse cards. Ulysses gonna try and go for their tank ult, and Soul Ace is gonna counter with their tank ult. Lucio gonna help keep the Guardians alive as Abix freezes them all. Abix is gonna take out Buttermilk instantly. Ulysses gonna follow up, taking out Alpha. Soul Ace still fighting. My goodness, Abix has been really putting in work on this tank. I mean, on this Mei. And now our Meis have found each other. They're gonna have a Mei 1v1. They're gonna counter wall each other, and they're just gonna break for round 2. Yep, that's right. Air said Junior is gonna get a card for Saviors. Abix is gonna get 3 cards this week. Isn't that crazy? Dude played for 3 different teams. Wait, but did Abix start for Braces? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just 2. Still funny. Perks of being an emergency sub. Alright, we've got lots of support ults. Both BAP windows are ready to go. We'll see if we see some windows. Ulysses going to take out Alpha, but they are walled off from their squad. Oh no, and Mike is going to freeze all of Polar. Oh no. They might be Polar, but they got frozen there. Oh my goodness. And that'll lead to a team kill. And Guardians was losing that fight. What an ultimate from Mike. If Mike doesn't drop that Blizzard right there, I honestly think Polar would have won that team fight and got second point. I believe in you, G-Ducks. You can do it. All right. And I'm not gonna lie, things are looking a little brutal right now for Polar. They still have 2 minutes, but that's probably not as much time as they'd like. Nice immortality from Graded, because Alpha was cooked there if they didn't drop that. But it's a great window from Pacify. And now they're gonna wipe everybody but Mike, who's gonna get absolutely staggered. Okay. Now, I think Guardians might be able to touch. This payload is slow, even with 3 people on it. If they go quick, maybe not, maybe not. They're not switching to stall characters, so looks like Polar will take second. Yep, every card is a rare variant. Thank you, Maziax. Don't worry, I'm going to have a new card channel that explains everything you need to know about cards. It'll be coming within the week. Buttermilk, the Lucio, going to be killing the tank there. Look at Buttermilk getting in on the kills. Guardians are back. Polar has 3 minutes to get this thing in there. They have to get it in there. If they don't get it all the way, they lose. Sour Lemons once again taking out the enemy Bastion. These Bastions and these Meis, you could tell they're trying to Bastion and Mei diff each other. It's so funny. 2 opening picks for Polar. Uh-oh. Polar looking good. I don't know. Now if I was a Guardians better, I'd be a little worried that my 10 times channel points might be at risk. It looks like Polar is really finding their strike. I mean, they're losing they're losing not channel points. They're losing team fights, but they're still winning the fights they need to win, you know? Like if they lose a fight, they'll just get it over with, come back, use their ultimates, win a fight. You know, they're doing a good job of picking their fights, using their ultimates when they need to. Speaking of using their ultimates, here comes an absolute ultimate dump from both teams. But it looks like it'll be Guardians so far, getting a double kill. Ulysses will take out Alpha, but it looks like this fight belongs to Guardians as Sour Lemons goes down. They're going to have to reset again. Gotta scope out the competition. There you go. I respect it. Congrats on the dub today, Hitscan. Outliers are looking really good. They might have moved up to like a top 3 team. I'd be really excited to watch Outliers Olympians. I feel like that'd be a good match. And they're going to use Grab Bastion ult to absolutely blow Polar to shreds. Alright, so it's official. Guardians will have a longer time bank, but now Polar just needs to get this thing in there. They're going to have 50 seconds. That's basically one team fight. It really is. With this far away, it's one team fight. And what else do they have to work with? They have 3. They have both support alts, and then they have an Abix Blizzard. Abix saved their Blizzard when everyone was dumping alts, which I saw that. I saw that, Abix. That was smart. And Guardians doesn't have anything. That's the only good thing right now. They're going to try and drop the Blizzard. Here comes the Baptiste ult as well. It's going to lead to 1 pick, 2 picks, 3 picks. Okay, so they're going to wipe them here. But here's the question. Do they get this payload in before the stall characters come? Like, look, Mike has already respawned. Not going to stall, though. Going to stay on the Mei, but they do have Blizzard almost. Abix walling off the enemy Mei. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Here comes the Mei ult. Oh, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Polar gets it by the skin of their teeth. Oh my goodness. If somebody stalled there, that would have been over. Because Mike just dropped that Mei ult. Mike didn't switch, which was smart, you know. You don't want to switch when you're 97 with a really good ult. But man, if just one more Guardians player was even able to sniff that payload, that Mei ult would have ended Polar. This match would be over right now. But it ain't over yet. Outliers, first thing you hear when you join? No, it was good. All good. All good. I was literally saying Outliers might be a top 3 team now after their performance today. They're looking so clean. I'd say you'll still have some ways to go before you'd be like in the Eclipse races conversation, but I mean, I believe in you. You're still early in your life as a team, so more time playing together. Who knows? Who knows what you could do? All right. We're going to overtime. Guardians are going to have 33 more seconds. So that means Polar's going to be on attack first. They've got no time. They've got no time. They need to walk in. They need to get some picks. They need to get this point. Otherwise, this is over. Mike going to troll them a little bit with the Mei wall. They pull in Alpha, but Alpha is going to trade out Sour Lemons. So they'll trade the Bastions. Neither team has a Bastion. Almost gets the kill onto Mike as well. But Ulysses taking so much damage. Has to use Shout somehow. Stays alive there. Oh my goodness. That was so close. So no Bastion for either team. Buttermilk will go down. That's a huge pick right now for Polar. Graded also going down. No supports for Guardians. But Ulysses is just eating damage. Oh my goodness. Alright, Alpha has returned. They've got their Bastion back. Soul Ace is so charged, but will go down. Looking good right now for Polar. In fact, Mike is going to wall it off right now. They're going to be like, you know what? You can have it for now. We're not ready. Well, the bad news, Hitscan, is you guys aren't going to play Eclipse unless it's the playoffs, because first game of the season was Outliers versus Eclipse. But you'll play Phrases, and that'll be a good one. Alright, so Polar was able to do it. They snagged the first point. Now they've got this payload. How far can they go? Oh, maybe not very far as Mike drops the Mei ult. Trying to get a pick here. Good support ults, though, from Polar. Looks like Polar has the advantage in this team fight at the moment. Buttermilk gonna use Lucio ult there, but I don't know if that was the play. Soul Ace gonna go down. Buttermilk also gonna be taken down as well. And Polar is gonna survive. My goodness. Beautiful play from Pacify. And Junkrat is me. Using Coalescence and using the Immortality Field to keep them alive through that Mei ult. If they don't do that, they're done. That payload's over. Everything is going good for Polar right now. They are really fighting. You can tell they want back in this. And if we look at the ult situation, though, Soul Ace does have that grab, and they're going to use it immediately. Oh, my goodness. The grab Bastion combo works again for Guardians. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as Alpha gets a team kill. Every single player killed by Alpha there. So finally, they will stop them, but they got far. They had a 1-minute time bank, and they got that thing almost to second point. That's crazy. Guardians have their work cut out for them. This is hard. With a minute 33 on the clock, this is going to be hard for Guardians to do. I'm not going to lie to you. This is smelling like a map 3, which I'd be down for. We might have to all take a bathroom break if this goes to map 3 though, but I'd be down for it. That'd be fun. And that means another 500 Overwatch coin giveaway, which would be good. So Guardians are going to have one more attack. If they're able to get it done here and beats where Polar pushed it, they win. They win the map, they win the match. We'll see. I am really excited to see what happens on this attack here. This map has been grueling for both squads, but it all is going to come to an end right here. Either Guardians get it there or they don't. Sour Lemons finally off the Bastion, going to go for Junkrat. Mike also going to switch things up, going to the Genji. Both DPS making some changes. And the attack is underway. Nothing crazy happening yet. Polar backing up to point now. Pulling in Soul Aced a little bit, but going to regroup with their team. Now they're headed through the hotel. Sour Lemons gets the opening pick, but Guardians strike with 2 picks of their own. That's a good start. 3 picks. Just Ulysses and Abix left. Abix will take down Alpha, but they're going to be down in just a moment. Okay, so that's the first step for Guardians. They've got the point. That's the hard part. Well, maybe not. It's hard. But it's also going to be hard to push that thing all the way to second point with 30 seconds. So here's what, if I was a Polar player, what I'd be doing right now is I'm like, we need to get some ultimates. We need to get like Mei ult. We need to get Junker Queen ult. And we need to get ready to ult dump these guys before they get it there. We know where we have to stop them. We have that advantage. But we'll see if that's what happens. They're not really close to these ultimates that they need, though. They unfortunately weren't able to do enough damage. So things are looking up for Guardians in that respect. And Guardians almost have some ultimates of their own ready to go. Alright, overtime clock is over. And here comes a Dragon Blade from Mike. So many cooldowns going to be used to stop them. And in the meantime, Alpha's going to get 2 picks on the Bastion. And they're rounding the corner here. Guardians are probably going to do it. Ulysses fighting with all their might, but they are trying to 1v4 this team right now. They do have Junker Queen ult, but it's not going to matter. They are taking down Abix. Is going to go for the Blizzard. They're going to get everybody. Buttermilk is going to get a Lucio ult to try and stop them, but it's just Abix alive as they're pushing this thing in. The rest of Polar needs to hurry up and get here. And then they might be able to touch. They're going to be able to touch, but this fight is just not looking great for them at the moment. Ulysses is going to be able to touch, but everybody is alive for Guardians right now. They're going to go down, and Guardians are going to do it. Guardians win the second map. They win the match. Guardians are victorious. My goodness. That was a close match. That was fun to watch. GG's. All right. If you bet on Polar, please don't kill me. I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't have the most accurate representation of what was going to happen in this match, but it is what it is. And if you wagered on Guardians, well, my goodness, get ready for the influx of channel points. In 3, 2, 1.